Hey folks, hope you guys are having a good day here. Let's go ahead and have a little fun today. Instead of watching the Royal HandEgg Championship, we can have a little fun. I think I'm going to play this Lost Ark game everybody's been playing, and I don't know, we'll just have a little fun and chat. I was catching up with an old student of mine and joke about HandEgg, right? So call it football, and it's a sport which the foot touches the ball, a minimum number of twice per game if nobody scores any points. But the foot touches the ball fairly scarcely, right? Compared to football, right? Like soccer, where you are kicking the ball with your foot. Like it's rather odd, and the ball is not a ball; it's an egg-shaped playing thing, right? So it's not really a ball either. We call it football. It's like, it's called football because you're on your feet when you play it. Like, is there a sport where you're not? All sports are football at that point. Everyone's playing Lost Ark, but they got mixed reviews. Bad sign usually. Well, why don't we play it together and we'll make some decisions about what we like? It looks like a Diablo game to me. I only paid attention because it was like, Lost Ark Ascending. People were wanting to play this Lost Ark game. And I asked a couple of my friends, and they're like, yeah, we're playing. Yeah, I played it. We're like level 15 or something. I'm like, oh, maybe I should play this game. Maybe that's good. As far as MMOs, the MMO I've been playing is still Final Fantasy XIV, which is quite a bit of fun. As far as the MMO genre goes, people keep talking about the story, and the story is good, almost to the detriment of the game. That sounds weird, but like there's so much. It's kind of like Final Fantasy XIII. We used to joke called Final Cutscene 13. Like there's so much storytelling in a direct kind of cinematic fashion that. I could literally sit down and just do cutscenes. If I wanted to play like 1 hour a day, at some points I sit down and it's literally just looking at cutscenes like for a whole week. It's like watching a show, and then you do a bunch of content and then you watch cutscenes. Now that wasn't the case probably as the content was being released, like, back during the Heaven's Ward when that was the current expansion. You'd have content get released and then you'd be looking forward to that story because that'd be a cutscene. You've been doing content for a while, then you get the new cutscene, then you do content for a while. When you're doing it and you're leveling up, it's just like content. It's just like cutscene, content. You're doing quest after quest, and you're almost doing the content as an afterthought. It doesn't help also that like I tend to do a lot of dungeons and stuff as content, and I'll do them like during downtime. So this is what was kind of cool about playing it on the PlayStation 5 is it's really easy to stream to my phone. So I just hook it up to my phone and I can do tank a dungeon, boom, on my phone. Really easy. And it's just like 20 minutes, get a level, have some fun, maybe get a piece of gear or something. It's very, very efficient. Almost too efficient sometimes. You don't quite get that same epic feeling that you got in World of Warcraft or EverQuest or even Final Fantasy XI. But it's still good. Anyway, let's check out Lost Ark. Let me see if I have my stuff still set up here. I downloaded it on Steam. I launched the game, and it was running kind of weird. So we'll find out how well it runs. I'm not running it on a potato. Like, I'm not on a potato PC. But it's an older PC at this point. I think I built it in 2015, so it's 7 years old. And it still runs a lot of games. It kind of makes me think like people are spending $3,000 to get like an RTX 3090. And my thought is like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for graphics that are not substantially better. There was this feeling in the past, like each gaming generation that happened, each time a new console came out, you got this feeling that it's taken a long time to launch. You got this feeling that graphics were just like growing by leaps and bounds. If you remember the 8-bit to 16-bit generation, was this big leap in fidelity. Things got so much more colorful and detailed because when you have more colors to work with, you can do more detail even at the same resolution. You know, going from like having 32 colors on screen to 128 or 256 was a big deal. Then going from that, 2D sprite-based graphics to 3D was a big jump. Going from the 240i blurry pixelated 15 FPS fog of the PS1 and N64 to like the bright crisp 480p of GameCube and Xbox was a huge leap. And then going to HD, the HD generation where you got the PS3 and Xbox 360, these were huge console generation leaps. And you kind of had that in the PC as well. The PC has always been ahead of the console generations. So when Nintendo 64 came out, 3D had already been a thing for a while on PC and was still better on the PC. You had better hardware. And then, by the time GameCube was out, PC 3D experiences were still much better, crisper, higher resolution. By the time you get to the HD generation, computers are still a little bit better, but you're talking about kind of the same leap. I remember setting up my gaming PC in like 2008 and just like being blown away by the graphical fidelity compared to my GameCube and even the Wii and stuff like that. It just looked so good. And I feel like graphics have gotten better, but they haven't gotten that much better than the games I was playing in 2009. In a lot of cases, the games just they're not that much better. They're just kind of better, maybe, Here we go. Tripod Studio. Turn that down a little bit. Photosensitive seizure warning. That sounds good. I'm playing Morrowind lately for the first time ever. I'm having a lot of fun. I think it's a great game. What server are my friends on? Let me find out. We can all play together, friends. I think my friends are on Mira. Mira! No, must be Mari. So that's why I feel like peak gaming was like 2007. It was those early HD generation stuff. Like, this definitely looks better than 360, don't get me wrong. But it's not substantially better than, like, PS4. I mean, it's better, but it's not like this leap. It's not like, whoa, I can't believe how much more realistic things look. It's like, yeah, dude, things do look better. But it's also been 14 years, 15 years of HD graphics. If you were to compare the graphics in 2022 to 2007, wow, that's a leap. Not that much of a leap. If you compare 2007 to 1992, you're talking like unfathomable leap in quality. It's like you can't even believe how much better the graphics look in 2007 versus 1992. But we don't get that. Yeah, Halo 3. Yeah, we don't get that sense anymore. All right, let's pick a class. I should do like a straw poll. So here's the classes, and it has a little thing down here. Let me shrink this. These books here are a little outdated on the bottom row. So just imagine there's one more there in that black spot. All right. Difficulty 2 out of 5 stars. That sounds like me. Sounds like my kind of class. Easy. Mage. You can only play a female mage, apparently. And you can only play a male warrior. It's a cool animation. This looks very Asian. I know it's a Korean developer, but like this looks like very Korean. There's a certain look they pursue with especially like Korean MMOs where they try to make everybody look so good. Female martial artist, difficulty 3 out of 5 stars. Male martial artist, difficulty 3 out of 5 stars. He looks like Bruce Lee there. Some lightning. Actually, it looks like he's holding glowing dental floss, but I think they were going for something like lightning. Yeah, modded Morrowind looks incredible. You can do just some amazing mods with Morrowind, and it just looks so good. It doesn't look quite as good as a new game would because you're dealing with an old engine and all kinds of things like that, but you can pump up the graphics, so it looks pretty good. This game came out in the West like a couple days ago. It's free to play, which is usually a bad sign. Gunner. Male. Gunner, female. She's on a horse. Yeah, this is so Korean. Assassin. Oh, assassin is this is also gender locked. It's a girl. Because they slay your heart. I guess there's some empty. Maybe you can like unlock some classes. Advanced class preview. Oh, you can do a Death Blade or a Shadow Hunter. Yeah, this looks exactly like Diablo. Advanced class. Sharpshooter. Deadeye. Artillerist. Oh, big gun guy. Okay. That's fun. Martial artist. Let's see here. You can do a war dancer, a scrapper, or a soul fist. They kind of don't look that different, but okay. Mage. What do we got? Bard. Oh, I like the sound of bard. Sorceress. Both good. What should we play? Yeah. It looks like Black Desert. I'm telling you, like all these Korean MMOs, it looks like Aeon. It looks like Perfect World. Like all these Asian MMOs, they have this certain look with like the really overly detailed armor and like the perfectly smooth faces and the big eyes, you know, and like the like shimmering hair. There's a look to them. They all like once you know, I feel like Lineage 2 kind of set the tone, and then Aeon had like the aesthetic pretty much perfected, and they've mostly been copying Aeon aesthetic since that one came out like 14 years ago or whenever. All right, what should we do? I haven't played Black Desert. I really should. Anti-aliasing is impossible today because modern graphics are so complex. So they look better but have less fidelity. This is a great point. That's why older graphics feel or even look that they haven't aged. This is a really good point. This is a problem with a lot of games is that the anti-aliasing just like you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It may be because it's downscaled on the stream to 1080p. You can't see it. I'm playing in ultra wide mode, but you pretty much have to play on like a 4K display and have a graphic card capable of pumping that 4K. So that you don't need the anti-aliasing. So the details are so high that you don't need the anti-aliasing in order to display the modern graphics properly. And that's kind of bogus, you know. I never felt like the graphics weren't sharp on my 1080p monitors 10 years ago. But I feel that way with pretty much all the new games. From what I understand from friends, getting their 3090 series is part upgrade mentality, part FOMO mentality. Yeah, fear of missing out. This is something that drives a lot of like this. Like, oh, we got to play this game. What if we miss out on this hot topic? I don't know. At least it's free to play, so I don't have to put down any money. Let's just try Mage. Here we go. We'll do Mage. Mage sounds like something I would have more fun playing than Warrior. All right, let's see here. You can pick some outfits for this chick. And you can do an emote. Oh, boy. This is almost too girly. I almost don't want to play this because it's like too girly. Do any graphics cards pump 4K? Yeah, the new ones do. Yeah, the RTX 3000 series definitely are 4K cards. I like Magic. I like ranged classes. I think they're more fun and interesting to play. This like hot blonde girl, and you can zoom in and kind of turn her head around. Looks a little doe-eyed, like the downturned. These are like goblin ears to me. All right, let's just make some random crap. Let's actually start with. Let's find one that looks good to start with, without the goblin ears. So she looks good. We'll start with her, and then we can like change stuff. We can like change her face around. Something else. Oh, these are. Let's start with that again. Yeah, reset. We'll keep the face. We'll change the hair. Is that good hair? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're not going to be looking at your character up close, huh? House elf ears. Like the dreadlocks. Oh, these are great. Aeon had this hairstyle too, and I thought it was ridiculous. I actually had it on my character. It's just, you know, animating hair. Like, look at the hair. Wow. Did the boobs jiggle? I don't know. Around elves, watch yourselves. That's right. The schoolgirl look. There we go. Short hair. We'll go with something. We'll go with long hair. That looks good. Whatever. Eyes. You can pick some different eyes. These are kind of different colors. Gray. Kind of like blue with. Oh, there's like red in the middle. Oh, you can like put a different. You put like red in the middle of them, like robot eyes. Ooh, those look weird. Here we go. Like she's super high. Like her irises are just huge. I mean, her pupils are just huge. Oh, you could do one eye. I could make one eye weird and one eye like red. Now let's do both eyes. We don't need to do something weird. Oh, there's a heart. You could put hearts in her eyes. Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thanks for meeting for lunch earlier today. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Yeah. What does the iris do? Oh, you can make it bigger. You can do like, I'm an alien. You don't want Senpaku eyes, though. Senpaku eyes are creepy. You want it to kind of fill up the eye, for sure. And eye color. We can change the eye color. Ooh, we can make her like, oh, she's stoned. No, that's... I don't want the, like, weird stoned eyes. Iris color. Oh, there we go. We can make something kind of green. There we go. Blue. My wife's eyes are blue, so we'll do blue. Opacity. We can make them... Oh! Ooh! Cataracts. That's cool. This is a pupil shape. Skin, hair. Make the skin darker. You make her blue. Or pink. Let's do a pink. Wrinkles. Ooh, I can make her old. Can I make her old? I don't see the wrinkles. Like, where are the wrinkles? Oh, they're there. Do you have to cut? Oh, she's old now. She's a little hag. I don't want her to be too wrinkled. We didn't even like give them wrinkles. I don't know. Let's give her a little wrinkles. We're never gonna look at this, but shine intensity. Oh, it makes her kind of sweaty. Freckles. Oh yeah, we got to go with a ginger. Let's do hair color. Boom, ginger. Hair gloss. Yes. Got our ginger here. Skin, special, eyebrows. Eyebrow color. Let's get a... There we go. Eyebrows, eyes. We can kind of change her. Oh, we can give her some weird things on her eyes. These look bad. Oh, we give her some eyeliner stuff. What? Is there a darker eyeliner? You want it to be like black. Let's look here. I feel like these look bad. Yeah, these mostly look bad. Oh, eyeshadow color. There's no darker one? Oh, here we go. Brightness. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And the eyeliner color will make that like black. There you go. That's how you do makeup. I'm not making a I'm not gonna make like a this is really thick eyeliner. This is too much. Nah, that's more subtle. That's prettier. Tattoos. No tattoos. Makeup. Extras. Type. Oh, ears. We don't want the... Ew. Some of these ears are gross. We don't want furry ears. There we go. Give her like long elf ears, not these goblin ears. I don't know. I kind of like the goblin ears now. What do you guys think? I think she looks happier with the long elf ears. She kind of looks like she should be in the what's it called? Let's listen. We'll just do number one here. All right. Let's go apply changes. Enter a character name. We'll use one of my characters. Yeah. Let's hit it. Boom. Oh, she's wearing a red dress. A power pass available. I don't know what that does. Let's launch. What am I looking here? Attack with left click, attack with right click. I guess no, we want to, let's do that. This looks pretty standard. Skills. QWERTY. Oh, so we got to click, it's a click to move thing. G, attack. Alright, whatever, we'll try to figure it out. Default mode, photosensitivity mode. It's cool that they have a photosensitivity mode. She does look better with the long elf ears, even if she is a filthy elf. She looks kind of like Lodos War. I don't even know how to watch the Super Bowl. I don't have cable. I assume you can stream it. You know?
In Morndell, the land of magic.
The land of magic.
All Sylvains who come of age receive the spirit and power of an ancestor.
Who cares? I look at this, I'm like, who cares? Oh, mine was special.
Archmage Visca chose you to receive my soul.
Okay.
But the demons came and spoiled our moment.
My dog wants to hang out with me. I can hear her at the door. Let me in. I hear you having fun. I have a donut. Oh, it's very good. Very good. Spellforce, yeah. I don't think I've played it though. I know of it. I think there were people who said it's your patriotic duty to boycott the Olympics, but they were ecstatic for the Super Game. Yeah, I don't really care about the Super Bowl. I haven't watched it in a long time. When I was in college, I used to throw a party instead of watching the Super Bowl if, like, nobody cared about the teams or anything. We're not watching the Super Bowl party, and we'd all, like, chug a bunch of beer and stuff, and it was fun. But, like, I haven't cared about football in a long time. Like, my father-in-law cares about it. If my dad were alive, he'd care about it. But, especially since, like, the whole Neilgate thing, I'm like, do I want to spend, like, 4 or 5 hours of my time watching millionaires who hate me give each other brain damage? I said this to Adrian at lunch. It's like, this seems like a waste of my time. I don't watch the Olympics either. The Olympics aren't my thing. Yeah, these are very Korean aesthetics. You can just feel it. Like, it's like they got to like Lineage 2 and were like, we need to do this aesthetic forever. Who was texting me? All right. And I just hold it down like Diablo. I also will mention this. I have Diablo 3 on PS4, and I have it on PC. Yeah, I have it on both. It's like better on PS4. It's like better with a controller. It's more fun. You can play like 4-player couch co-op, which is way more fun than it has any right to be. I'd say actually like 4-player couch co-op Diablo 3 is the most fun I've had playing any ARPG game. Choose your advanced class. I already get to choose one. Which one should I do? Sexy sorceress or beautiful bard? I have Divinity Original Sin. I don't have Original Sin 2 though. All right, everyone's saying bard. We're going bard. Support class, specialty. All right. All right, basic attack. Oh, it makes like it's music notes. Z increases the attack. Q. Ooh, that sounded bad. I have a bard in Final Fantasy XIV, by the way, and I have a whole setup to like make my bard in Final Fantasy play. Like I hook my MIDI keyboard up to the thing, and I can like improvise music if I want to. If I'm playing on PC, I play a lot more on PS5 though, because not because it looks that much better. It does look better because I'm playing on a 4K display in my living room, and PS5 actually can put out some good graphical fidelity with that game. But it's actually, what does that do? Wind of Music. All right. Lift foes. Summon beautiful sound waves, inflicting holy damage. Okay, what does he do? Serenade of Courage. All right, this is test mode. Summon monster. Where's a monster to fight? Okay. Alright, that works. I see there's a cooldown on all my like little spells here. A little AoE there. That puts some AoE down, I guess. What does R do? Alright. Oh, I have to right click it. Okay, so that does that. Let's try A. Let's try S. D. F. Alright. Oh, Z or X? Serenade of Courage. This is like a buff here. A Z. Okay. So I guess this is like what the class is about. It's kind of like Wixard in Diablo. Alright. Alright. Summon a boss. Let's see. Let's fight a boss. Ooh, that's a scary boss. Alright, so that hit me. Ouch. So we can just kind of kite this boss around here. See, I kind of like this play style from Diablo. This was really fun on a controller, by the way, because you could really input two directions at the same time. I see I'm too far away right now. What's this guy's health at? Or is this just... Alright. Let's end the test. Let's go play. Thanks, Adrian. Learned earlier today that HandEgg was another name for American football. Henceforth, I shall always call it the sport HandEgg for the foreseeable future. G. G. Talk to the NPC. I'm pressing G. Am I supposed to stand in front of her? I'm pressing G. Should have gone sorceress. Oh, okay. Choose the path of your destiny. Bard. I choose this destiny. I'm probably not going to play this game that long. You know. I don't see a really long-term commitment to this game in my future. But who knows? It could be really fun. It certainly is trying to wow you with its aesthetics. I really appreciate good aesthetics. I really do. All mine now. Achievement complete. Universal troubleshooter. All right.
May Regulus bless the path you've chosen.
Okay. The forces of darkness grow ever stronger, but take heart, my child, the future has not yet been decided. Follow your destiny.
You will now take your first step in the quest for the Ark. The future of Arcasia is in your hands. The light of the world must not fall to chaos.
Is it in everyone else's hand as well? I agree, iDerp. Like, if you have a great aesthetics without good gameplay, you know, it's like a really beautiful guitar that won't stay in tune. Like, what's the point? Your gameplay really has to be solid. But aesthetics do matter. I did this long essay about how graphics actually do matter. You know, a lot of people have kind of taken the position that graphics don't matter, that it just doesn't matter. It's like they do matter, but, you know, you got to have the gameplay too, obviously. Come back, you crazy old man. Yeah, graphics do matter because graphics will contribute to how you feel about a game. If Skyrim did not have the graphical fidelity it had at the time it was released, it probably wouldn't be as popular. It's not that Skyrim has the greatest graphics, but the graphics were good enough at the time, especially, to convince people that the world could be real. That, like, when they are playing out a fantasy, that it feels real enough that they can enjoy the fantasy. They can have an escapist fantasy with it. If it hadn't had that level of graphical fidelity, you can bet that it probably wouldn't have been as popular. And the same thing, honestly, would go for Oblivion and Morrowind. Morrowind was groundbreaking at the time it came out. And the fact that you could go around and explore this very deep and detailed world is a big part of why Skyrim is so appealing. Now, Skyrim actually has aesthetics and is a beautiful game and can be made more beautiful with mods and things, but I think a lot of open world games just try to be open world without really thinking about what there is in that open world. So a lot of open world games, the world is open but empty. Whereas Skyrim, the world is open and full of stuff.
Don't get off just yet. Oh, I see. We are going to take off once they... Let's go. Here. Finally. Here.
What am I supposed to do? Go this way. Kingdoms of Amalur was a fun game, but it really kind of just, I got fatigued of it because it was just basically MMO quests at a certain point. Got a lot of game fatigue. Now, if we look at this game, like the anti-aliasing is pretty bad. I don't know if it's showing up on your screen because of the downscaling, but it's not good. Like, the things on this character are flashing a lot. Maybe if I were running it 4K on a 4K display or something else, you wouldn't have this. I have the Kingdoms of Amalur re-reckoning. I have like the remaster of it. Rough voyage, huh? And you know how sailors are. They aren't exactly the most pleasant type. Well, what matters is that you arrived here in one piece. So it's time for you to start exploring the land, huh? Be wary, though. The landlubbers can stab you in the back at any time. It's rare to see a Sylvain from Rothendal all the way out here. That place is pretty closed off. Here, take this. There's supplies for the tour expedition. I don't know how dangerous this mission is supposed to be, but I hear the client invested quite a bit of coin on this adventure. It contains a special weapon that was specially crafted by Umar Blacksmith, so check it out. Press I to open your inventory. Use and equip item from left click. How do I open this? Adventurer's Harp. How do we drag it in? Open. So I think they use loot boxes in this game too, which is a bad sign. All right. There we go. We equipped it. All right. You can always tell a quality adventure from some pretender by the eyes. Well, I spent a lot of time making these eyes pretty, and you can see how often I see them. Yeah, I don't think you need to. So if you have Kingdoms of Amalur on the PC especially, I don't think you probably need the Re-Reckoning. I don't know how much better it will actually be graphically or otherwise. And I don't know if it's really worth replaying. It was a good game at the time. I enjoyed it for sure. But I played on like the hardest mode and got level cap like in the second big area. And I figured out the system so well that it became so easy it got boring at the end. I might play it again because I've forgotten how to play it. What do you mean? Choose. Gurkha filled me in on the whole deal. It seems a priest from the Sacrian Order has put out a huge reward to help him find a hidden treasure in Trua. There was a war fought. It was deemed unsafe by local authorities. I always figured anything of value was destroyed in the war. All these fighter types make me wonder if we're not walking into a... Wait, what was that? Draw water. Gee. Filling the water bottle with fresh water. Boy, this is great gameplay. That's how it always starts off. Can you bring me some water? Sweet water. God, this is much better. Thank you very much. I had no idea seasickness could be this bad. I had a hunch you were a kind soul. I'm glad I was right. May I have your name, kind adventurer? Quite a unique name. I definitely won't forget that one. It's from a book you can read on Kindle Vela. Where is it? The Bright Children. I'm going to write the next two parts of it, or, well, you know, get those actually good. And then I'll probably put it out as a regular book this year. Morpheus, priest of Sacri. I'm seeking the hidden treasure beneath the ancient city of Trua. Treasure? Treasure? Let's look for treasure. It seems you haven't heard from Gurkha. Allow me to fill you in on the details. Archaeological data deciphered by the church has revealed this land contains the last treasures of the prophet. The news has resulted in many adventurers joining the hunt, though nothing has been found yet. More and more people are hearing about the land of gold and opportunity, which means the church had to act fast if it wanted to find the treasure. The church decided to hire many skilled adventurers to explore this land on their behalf. They also decided to send priests such as myself to oversee things. I don't think I would be selected for such a dangerous job, but... look, that one over there is Gurkha, who leads this expedition. Tell the priest to drink some water, complete. Gather round. Alright, I'm gathering round you, bro.
Pick up the pace. Get moving.
Yeah, the aliasing's pretty bad, but you don't notice it that much because everything's like little. Like I feel like better anti-aliasing would just make things look so much better. Like there's all the flashing just looks bad. The captain of Trua roster. Call me Gurkha. I'm sure you are aware, but Trua was an ancient city destroyed by the war long ago. We have only one mission in this cursed land. It's to find the treasure requested by the priest by following the clues left behind in the ancient city. All of you are expendable. If you do anything foolish or cause trouble, I will not hesitate to leave you behind. These are the maps made by the advance party. Press tab to access your map at any time. Imagine someone saying that to you in real life. Press tab to access your map.
Check the map as often as you can.
Wish I could like put it off to one side, you know. But I actually have a mini map. Can I make the mini map bigger? That would be pretty sweet. Edit widgets. Oh, I can like make this pretty good here. All right.
The advance party that came first said they had finished exploring the area, but there was nothing to gain. How useless! Starting today, we're going to explore the deeper regions of this land. And I must warn you, if you don't report any treasures or suspicious clues you find, you'll be in deep... Hold on, that overwhelming scent! Some sort of creature is near. Be on guard!
Look at these guys with their like Mad Max guns back there. What is this thing?
Captain, trolls in the camp!
Trolls! The Trollocs are attacking! At least Genshin Impact, when it's pay to win, is a single player game. What was that? It's my wife doing the laundry. That do? Okay, that's in something. Does something that way. We'll click over here and see what R does. At least, like your attacks do like knock them back a bit. Get rid of this Trolloc. There are like some bad Trollocs here. Now these look like Trollocs from... Well, they do kind of look like Warcraft trolls, you're right. I was thinking they look like Trollocs from Wheel of Time.
I need to hear about the routes of approach from the advanced party's investigation. We'll have to hurry to find it ourselves. Only those who are not seriously injured will be treated and go together. Hey, priest, you can do that, can't you?
Who do I talk to?
Sure, of course. You are quite terrifying. Please, put down the knife.
I came here on the condition that I would not be a burden, so I've got to do my job right. But I could use a little help. Fella, would you be able to give me a hand?
Yeah?
Let someone else tend to the priest. We should be searching the surroundings.
Treating the wound.
It's not a serious injury. I think it's already too late for these people.
Defeating enemies with literal musical vibrations. Yeah, the bards in Final Fantasy, it's like, you're a bard. Oh, you shoot arrows. And you can play music for other people in the cities. I'm like, that sounds like my kind of class. Unfortunately, I don't like it with a controller. I really only like it keyboard and mouse. Like, I really, in Final Fantasy, there's certain classes that just, I don't like them with a controller. White Mage and Bard are two of them. Okay, yes. Okay, put it on a hotkey. Okay, gotcha. Alright, I got a hotkey going. Okay.
Treasure is important, but making it out alive is what truly matters. Make good use of that potion.
You definitely have potential based on how you took down those trolls without breaking a sweat. Those are some pretty great combat skills you're using. Combat skills? Yes, there's special skills adventurers use during combat, blah, blah, blah. We got this. Manage your combat skills. I know everything. Press K and open up the skills window. Okay, let's look. Oh, I think I could spend some points here? I don't know. I gotta spend something to level them up. I guess I can make some different. Recommend. Okay. I got to level up to get some more skills. All right, great.
We never know what's gonna happen, so it's best.
Have you ever heard the legend of David Stewart the Bard? I thought not. It's not a story modern musicians would tell you. Hey, Gurkha's a good explorer. He should find a way to the old city soon, right? I don't know if we'll actually find treasure worth as much as Gurkha's dreams. None of the information we have mentions its true value. It could be something extremely dangerous, or it could just be an ordinary rock. Or maybe it could even have something to do with the Arks. The Arks? Fabled artifacts of great power. Most people believe they are a myth. Myths are real, though. Myth does not mean a lie. But the church takes Ark research very seriously, because they know myths are real. It's a secret, but we're guessing the prophet's treasure we're looking for may have a clue to the Ark. Oh, I think we found something over there. Okay, let's go.
Everyone gather up. We're going to break through the barrier and advance.
Watch out, guys. I'm shooting music through your faces. Alright. Look, some boats. Hey, that's very convenient.
It is believed the ruins of Troy are protected by the gods.
Playing on PC was okay, I guess, yeah. But bringing it to the consoles really elevated the gameplay experience, yeah. Not to mention all the balance work they did to the game in the interim, yeah. When Diablo 3 launched, it was pretty messy. It was not in a very good state when it launched, we gotta be honest. But it's almost kind of like No Man's Sky. Like, they in-goodned Diablo 3 to the point where it became... Honestly, I think it might have been the best, like their final version of it, might have been the best Diablo game they came out with. It was really good, and the multiplayer experience in particular was very good. On consoles, you could play with other people over the network, or you could do couch co-op, and couch co-op was honestly really fun. And it kind of made me realize what a lot of people liked about, say, GoldenEye back in the day on the Nintendo 64. If you didn't grow up with Nintendo 64, you hear people talk about GoldenEye. If you go back and play it now, you're probably not going to think it's very good if you didn't grow up with it. And the reason is because it's very primitive. Like, it has bad frame rates, the graphics are bad, it's very choppy. You do 4-player local, like, deathmatch. You have a little, like, 100 pixel by 100 pixel square to, like, try to play in. It's really tough, and it runs like crap. But what was fun was playing with 3 of your bros, like getting pizza, hanging out, playing GoldenEye or whatever stuff. GoldenEye and Mario Kart and Smash Bros. That's what was fun. Interact with terrain. Approach a cliff and interact with it. Alright, you climb up it. Okay. Alright, off we go. Yeah, what was fun was playing with your bros. And so that Diablo 3 couch co-op experience was basically that, but like even more fun because the game is better. Whoa, look at that guy. Oh, look, there's some loot there on the ground, just like Diablo. To me, this is basically looking like a pay-to-win Diablo so far. Whoa! They're owning the crap out of me. Oh, it's not letting me across the bridge. Oh no!
You destroyed the bridge. What about the others trapped on the other side?
Don't whine at me. You have a death wish. It had to be done.
Alright, got some blue gloves. Blue is good. Alright, what am I doing here? Jump over the cliff. Goodbye, cruel world. Did I miss anything? Don't think I did. Not that it matters. We're level... What level are we? We are not a high level. The bard melts faces with the power of the harp.
I'm glad you're okay.
One thing I wish that they did in Final Fantasy XIV with the bard is that I wish you had to like unlock the instruments. Once you unlock the bard class, you just get all the instruments to play with. It's like, nah, you should have to do a raid to get your harp to drop. So that you doesn't buff you in any way, just so that you could perform on the harp. You gotta kill a raid boss to get a harp. That's what I want.
You made it out alive, didn't you? As for you, you were faster than I thought you'd be. That could be useful later on. When all is done, I'll take your actions into consideration when we divide up the compensation. Ah, but don't get too cocky. It's not over yet.
This is my John DiMaggio voice.
Any casualties? None? Good. Then we should continue.
This seems like the entrance to the city, but it's blocked.
Look. I will look. There are letters written on it, although faint. I can't read what's written.
Hey, priest, what does it say? When in doubt, blow it up.
Neil, bring me the demo equipment. Give it to a fella here. Listen, a fella, set this up within the crack over there and then run like hell. You're the fastest one here, so you have the best chance of getting clear of the blast.
Is the bard's music so bad it kills the enemy by making their heads explode? It's holy damage, so it's got to be beautiful. It's got to be beautiful because it's holy damage. Also, my character's a hot ginger, so that's... There you go. Wait, talk to this guy. What does he have to say? Receive the bomb. Click it. Ready to run. Someone have set us up the bomb.
This is an ancient magic.
Say combat level 10. I guess I could skip the prologue, but what do I do now? Examine the sealed entrance again. Okay. Go up to it. Alright.
That stone ain't gonna budge.
Is there another way?
She has like a vapid dead stare. It's really funny.
It's open.
Someone says hello XD in the area.
What is this?
What just happened?
Did you open up the entrance to the collapsed ruin? Lights appeared and opened the door. Lights, I didn't see anything. Neither did anyone else. It seemed like a fella just opened the door. I'm not sure what happened. But something strange is going on here. Faintly written letters on the door. I couldn't read it precisely, but it talked about waiting for a chosen one. I don't know what all that's about, but I'm glad you're here. We better get a move on, huh?
I don't think we can get what? That fool priest. I came all the way here, and we found nothing.
We found nothing!
The final harp upgrade unlocks when you master Mixolydian skills. That's really easy. It's a flat 7. Or you can take a major scale and start it in on the 5. 2 ways to think about scales. I don't even know if I want to share my little way to remember all of your modes, but Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. And then if you're going to start in the middle of the scale, it's Hippo or Hypomixolydian, you know. So technically a major scale is also a Hypomixolydian scale. And an Ionian scale is a Hippolydian. There you go. But we're not performing from the Liber Usualis, so like that approach to modalism doesn't quite make sense with modern music. But in case you ever do perform something out of the Liber Usualis, ye assisters of the mass, you can know what kind of mode you're in. No city, no treasure. It's nothing but dead ends every time. Are we even going to get paid? Or is that not real like everything else? I don't know. There's lots of sparkles.
You will be well compensated. Well, let's see.
Something's in the air. You know what game looked really good? I don't think I streamed it. I should stream it more. I have it because I never finished it. Got distracted by other stuff. Was Tales of Arise. That game had like beautiful aesthetics. Had like a full-on anime aesthetic for the characters, but like the environments looked really good, and surprisingly things mixed really well. I was really surprised how well the environments and the characters actually kind of mixed together. But if you play Tales of Arise, you should only play it subtitled. Play with the Japanese voices. It's like dubbed versus subbed anime. I was talking to Adrian about this at lunch. Like, it just like the, for whatever reason, English voice actors they hired to do anime, I don't know. They're too melodramatic, or maybe they're not melodramatic enough, but the Japanese voices just express things better. The characters match better. Expanded map. Not a bad looking game. Not a bad playing game either. Really, so the micro level gameplay is good. The question is whether the meta is good. Because the meta is what's going to make or break a game like this. So the macro is going to be like collecting skills. Like skilling, you know, putting more points in skills, it looks like. Kind of like the Diablo macro is like picking what skills and stuff. The meta is going to be like, you know, really where it's at. If it's a pay to win on the meta level or the macro level, it's not going to be this is not going to be a good game to play. That never works out. It never is fun if the meta is pay. You have to pay to participate in the meta. We learned this with Hearthstone. Those of you who played it, at least back in beta, is that after a while, you know, having to pay in to interact with the meta, basically playing a game that you don't like in order to play a game that you do like, which has good micro and macro play, ends up being a really not fun experience. And so that's what I'm going to guess is here with like loot boxes and stuff, is that if it's pay to win, it's going to be pay to win on the meta level, because that's where you can really affect the overall game. It's fun to click, it's fun to use your spells, but if you want to be like the best, you know, you're going to have to pay in. That's what I'm guessing. Casuals watching millionaire HandEgg players who hate them causing brain damage. Intellectuals hanging out with David Stewart who doesn't hate us. I don't even hate the people I block. I block people because I have to maintain my sanity too. You know, block people on Twitter and YouTube because it's like I just can't deal with you. Like I need some sanity when I turn on the computer and not be assaulted by billions of contrary opinions. You know, it's okay I usually leave any opinion that's contrary to me, I'll leave it up. Unless it's like somebody personally attacking me, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. You know, it's stupid. Whoa, look at all the Trollocs. But, you know, people who don't have like a lot of online exposure can easily forget that, you know, it's really easy to get overwhelmed with like bad thoughts from people. Your typical person receives 0 to 1 negative criticisms per day. If you are like an online personality, it's why are all these online personalities crazy? Well, they're crazy because like they receive negative feedback literally 1,000 times more than what's normal. And if you are not prepared to deal with that, it can be very stressful. Let's see what this one does. There we go. We got him. So a little tip for anyone that's like online or using social media. Social media should be fun. If you're not having fun with it, you need to not use it or use it differently. You know, like I stopped using Facebook a couple of years ago because it was too demoralizing. Like it's too demoralizing to see people I know like post a bunch of stuff about Black Lives Matter and about people that hate them, like kowtowing to people that hate them, constantly posting about things that are bad, you know. It's just constant negative energy. It's like, okay, well, I just don't need to use the site because Facebook's about people you know in real life. Because I could have unfriended literally everyone I ever knew, but then what's the point of Facebook at that point? Oh, they're getting stuck. That's a trap. So yeah, the block button is there for a reason. I'm gonna help him, even though he's a jerk. I'm gonna help him.
Please, don't let me die.
Judiciously blocking mute on Twitter. My timeline is the only thing that I find interesting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to cultivate your timeline so that it's interesting and fun for you. That you're interacting with the people you like, you're seeing the content you like. That's what you want. So if somebody's disturbing that, yeah, mute them or block them. Just take them out of that interaction because it becomes too annoying. You only have so many hours in the day to do stuff. And it becomes even more annoying when you have like, if you were one of these Twitter accounts that has like 100,000 followers, it's just impossible. There's no way you're going to be able to deal with it. Oh, I got a new outfit. Can I look at my... Oh, I can. I can like zoom in on her. Here, let's turn around, babe. Nope. Turn around. All right. Okay, come this way. Now. Okay, now we can look at your dress. That is very Korean. Like, who would wear this? Like a neck thing? And then like cleavage and then your belly button exposed. This is like the most impractical outfit I've ever seen in my life. Like, just seems ridiculous. Like, who would design this? It's one thing I liked about the Lobi armor in, say, Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft. It looked very practical. It's like, what are you wearing? I'm wearing a cassock because I'm a priest, so I'm just wearing a cassock. I'm wearing a habit. I'm wearing a mitre hat. I'm wearing a robe. YouTube is a hard one. YouTube's a hard one to do. Like YouTube is it's one of the only platforms where you have an opportunity to gain audience rather than paying for it. It's YouTube and Twitter. But like, it's what you want to do. Like you can post, if you post a lot of visual stuff that's like a comic, Twitter's the way to go. If you like doing videos, then YouTube's the way to go. And you just kind of got to pick which one suits you. If you're a more introverted kind of person and you don't, I have a lot of experience talking. I was a teacher, a college professor. I have a lot of public speaking experience. So the video format works really well for me, but it may not work well for you, and that's okay too. You got to pick where your strengths are and like cultivate your strengths and just try to minimize your weaknesses to begin. You can try to shore up weaknesses later on, but, here we go into the portal. Use the mysterious portal. Seems like something we should do, huh? Now that everyone got turned to stone, here we go. Jumping in. Woo! Let's go, Morpheus. You know, Facebook used to have viral opportunity, but now you really got to pay to play to do Facebook. Facebook is where you should cultivate like a fan community of like a closed group. But even then, like, it's either Facebook or Discord, and I like Discord better. But, you know, if you wanted to form like a closed group in Facebook, that's probably the place to do it. Follow the light. Really not a bad looking little game here. Oh no! We fell down.
Are you alright? You're alive. Let's look for a way out. It's so dark in here. I can't see a thing. Do you see anything?
I spy with my little eye water.
Over here. I found it. Take this and go up.
Alright, let's see what's up here. One of the Elder Scrolls. Oh no, it's a drop. It's a giant bug. You can activate special effects by pressing Z. Gotcha. Oh no! Got me! How did he get me? Ouch, 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 ouch. Boy, he just keeps having more health bars. What the heck? Oh, that cast bar is not good. Use the stagger skill against named boss monsters to deplete their purple gauge. Oh no! We'll heal up. Rhapsody of Light, okay. Gotta keep clicking him. Ouch. I think I'm starting to get his health down here. Look at that AoE, or like that dot. Alright, we got him. That was easy. Something I thought about doing is maybe doing some Let's Plays of older games. Yeah. Gen Z. I think you're Gen Z. Millennial, so let's go over the generations. Gen X is basically late 60s to 70s. Gen Y is like 79 to 89. Right. 78, 79 to 89. So if you're born in the 80s, you're Gen Y. If you're millennial, you were born in the 90s.
Of destiny reaches the end of the world.
That's really a millennial. Gen Z is more, you know, or
The winged
whatever they want to call it.
shows the way.
Gen Z is like you're born after 2000. Basically, if you have no memory of 9/11, if you came of age before 9/11, Gen Y. That's my generation. Came of age really after, you know, millennial. So a lot of people that are younger than me just don't have a functional memory of what life was like before 9/11. And so that means your worldview, the way you interact with the world, is just going to be different than if you have a clear memory of the 80s and 90s and what life was like then. It really was different. Things have changed a lot. Attitudes have changed a lot. The organization of our society in a lot of ways has changed a lot. I remember when you could come to the airport 10 minutes before a plane left and get on. You know? I remember doing that. 1998. You're really like very young millennial, I would say. You're right on the edge, though. Yeah, it's like the edge. It's like the edge of becoming Gen Z. The prophecy was about a lion's pride. I see. The only pride I know of is a place called Pridehole. On the outskirts of Rethramis, protected by the Sacrian Order, there is a small town called Pridehome. Perhaps that's the path you need to take. Thanks to you, I've learned a lot. The prophet's treasure was waiting for you all along, to deliver the prophecy of the new beginning of light.
I believe this is where we part ways. But rest assured.
Yeah, like whenever there's grass rendered, you could tell when anti-aliasing is not functioning when they're trying to render grass. This guy's face looks so potato. It's funny. Cultural Ground Zero. If you remember before this, you're no younger than Gen Y. Yeah. Bradford's right. So Cultural Ground Zero is 1997. If you remember before 1997, if you have a cultural memory that goes back to 1997, you're Gen Y. And if you don't, then you're millennial or younger. Whoa. What? This guy is like a bad guy? He's a sexy crow dude? I remember when you had to memorize someone's number without an area code. You actually call a girl you liked and ask her out. Yeah, you'd call her and ask her mom to put her on the phone because they only had one phone line. And then she'd want to talk to you a bunch. I'd be like, can we just like go to the park and talk? Can we just go somewhere and talk? Because I got to get off the phone. No, we can't just do that. Yeah, Adrian, you're right on the edge. You're like probably, I'm going to say you're probably like the first of the Gen Z. You're born before 9/11, but you don't really remember because you were like 3. You know, if you're 3, you're not really remembering those events. Your entire memory is of war. You know, like there hasn't been peace. You don't have any memory of peace. That's really crazy. All right. I think I'm going to call it there because it's 7 o'clock. I need to go eat dinner. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And, you know, I appreciate it. I think I'm going to call it here for this fun little game with my little ginger elf here. The soft filter, the bloom filter. I wonder if we can game menu. Whoa. Settings. That was overwhelming. Whoa, there's a bunch of options. Borderless. Very high. Everything's on high. Indirect shadows. All right. It all looks good. Okay. I guess you could turn on DirectX 9. I don't know where DX10 is, but whatever. Okay. That's this game. It's called Lost Ark. I am on the Mari server. Not the Mira server, but the Mari server. Mari. Picked up City of Silver. Thank you. I'm going to actually have some free giveaways. So if you bought City of Silver and you maybe want the next book for free, send me an email, stu@dvspress.com, and set that up. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate it. So yeah, I didn't buy his. I didn't let him buy my lunch, so now he's buying my lunch on the stream. I appreciate it. Yeah. So anyway, in the 80s, you could still pretty much say what you wanted, but I think the PC culture definitely started. It was there in the 80s, and it was starting to rise in the 90s. By the time I was teaching at the university in the mid-aughts, it was ascendant. Like, you could not say, there were many things you could not say, online or in person. There was no free speech. People were escorted by police, like brought into custody for having speech. There was an anti-abortion rally at the university, and the police came and rounded up the protesters. And they were doing it in what was designated as the free speech area by the university. And why? Because they did not go to the university and ask permission to speak there beforehand. You have to get a permit to speak in the free speech area. And that was a thing. So, that's how it was. And it from there, it's kind of metastasized. The cancer that was in the university metastasized and went out to the larger culture, cancel culture stuff. That was already happening in the 2000s, but it was just happening within university departments, and not really like on social media, which wasn't a thing yet. Once people figured out that they could like use social media to get people fired from their jobs and make it so they can't work, it was a big boon to the long march through the institutions. We are collecting the harvest of that. So anyway, thanks guys, but don't let it get you down. Don't let it get too black-pilled, okay? Because pendulum eventually swings the other way. There's many things to be happy about. If you get kicked off social media, that just means you get to live a real life connected to reality. And it's a lot easier to hear God talking to you if you don't have a bunch of electronic noise blasting into your ears. It's a lot easier to figure out your purpose when you're able to be still and quiet. So I like to turn off social media usually for like a couple weeks, at least once a year. I usually do it in October, but I may do it in a different month this year. I have so much going on. So I may do it like when I'm getting ready to move, is just take a break from social media so that I can really just focus on other things, Everyone has free speech, comrade, if we permit it. I almost got expelled from university for not attending a sexual harassment class. I believe it. I had a friend who got expelled from a university for burning a gay pride flag, not even on campus. Burned a rainbow flag and got expelled from a major university. So there you go. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Oh, yeah, new book is called Smoke and Shadow. I'll link it again. You can also read, if you want to know what the character Ophelia actually is, you can also read, Kindle Vela version of The Bright Children. It is a fun read. I had a lot of fun writing it. I'm going to write the next two books and probably put them out as a regular book. Because Kindle Vela, I don't know. It's just, it's not a big thing for me. It's not doing a lot of work for me. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.